Hello, friends, and welcome to Gold Crown Politics. And today we'll be covering the massive swing state advantage that Donald Trump has in the 2024 election cycle. If you happen to like this kind of content, make sure to hit the like button down below and subscribe for more content just like this. So, currently in my election map forecast, Donald Trump is absolutely dominating. The swing states are looking very good for him right now. He's up by 6 points in my forecast in the state of Wisconsin. He's currently up by 5 points in the state of Michigan. He's up by 7 points in the state of Pennsylvania. He's also up by 7 points in the state of Georgia, 10 points in the state of North Carolina. He has a 7 point lead in the state of Arizona, and he's up by about 8 points in Nevada. Now, those are just big wins for Trump. All those states are likely Republican states, big victories. You can see the exact margins right here for all the swing states in my model. And make sure to go and follow me on X too, by the way. I'll be posting there more. But back to our map here, Trump is just dominating in my election model. He's even knocking on the door in 3 deep blue states, including the states of Minnesota, New Hampshire, and New Mexico. All are just tilt wins for Harris in my forecast. So Trump could certainly look to expand the map. And to my knowledge, I am the most right-leaning forecaster for this election cycle currently. So you may think that I'm biased, but I truly believe I have actually unlocked the key to accurately predicting elections. And the reason I say this is because my election methodology, if you actually apply it back to the 2020 election cycle, it would have predicted a Biden victory back in 2020 with 100% accuracy. All the states would have been correct, 50 out of 50. Even razor thin states like Arizona and Georgia, those would have been correct as well. And now my same exact election model has these margins right here for Trump you see here on this map. So I hope that catches your attention, especially to my newer viewers. I am not biased. My model would have predicted Biden winning 4 years ago, but now it is reversed. Trump has a pretty comfortable lead right now in 2024. And I do believe I have created an election model that can predict elections with pretty close to 100% precision. And today I'm going to be going into a bit of a deep dive of my election model and why I believe I will be the most accurate independent forecaster for the 2024 election cycle. So first things first, my election model is different from the vast majority of forecasters. My model does not rely at all on state polling and even to an extent national polls as well. I don't rely on the polls because polling is way too inconsistent to predict elections. Instead, you want to stick with key indicators that have been way more accurate than any state or national polling has ever been. The main metric that I do use is job approval. This can predict vote share with incredible accuracy. For example, you see here, Trump in 2020 had an adjusted job approval of 46.6%. Well, he got a very similar 46.8% on election day. That is spot on. You could also look at Obama. His vote share would have been predicted within about a half a point. Even Bush back in 2004, his margin would have only been 0.9 points off. So job approval is very accurate. It's been more consistently accurate than any state or national polling has ever been over the past decade plus. And currently, Harris has an adjusted job approval of 44.9%. So she should be getting around that vote share. As you can see up here in my model, she's getting just that. Third parties are calculated by taking their current vote share average in RCP and then multiplying by historical underestimations. And the idea with this model, guys, is if you can get 2 of these vote shares, so one for the incumbent party and one for third parties, the challenger vote share must add up to 100%. So that's where Trump's vote share comes from. And he's getting about 49.4% nationally in this model. And if he's getting over 49% of the vote share, he's going to be getting over a 50% majority vote share in pretty much all the swing states because they all vote to the right of the country. You see here back in 2020, Trump got about 49% of the vote share in the state of Wisconsin. He got about 48% in Michigan. He got 49% in the state of Pennsylvania. He also got 49% in Georgia. He got 49% in the state of Arizona and about 48% of the vote share in Nevada. So once again, if Trump gets over 49% nationally, which is what my model is indicating, he's going to get an outright 50 plus 1% majority in all the swing states, which would mean he's going to win all of them and comfortably. A matter of fact, just to give you guys some more confidence, I actually have a second vote share model that I just created recently. It uses favorability ratings, and this model is also indicating Trump gets over 49% nationally. He's getting about 49.3% in this model right here. Harris is getting about 45%, and the margin is Trump plus 4.2, which is very similar to my job approval model of Trump plus 4.6 in this favorability model here. I estimate it first by calculating Trump's adjusted favorability rating. You see here, Trump's raw favorability is at 44% in RCP, but if you actually adjust for undecided voters, it does get boosted to about 45.6%. But the thing about Trump is he actually massively outperforms his favorability rating by a lot. You see here for the 2020 election cycle, Trump did have an adjusted favorability rating on election day of 43.4%, but he actually got 46.8% of the 2020 national vote share, which was a 7.9% overperformance. Well, you plug that same overperformance to his current adjusted favorability rating, and he's getting over 49% of the national vote share. Sound familiar, guys? That's almost exactly what my first model is indicating, where Trump is getting over 49% nationally. And if he is, he will comfortably win all of the swing states. A Trump plus 4.5 national environment is a big swing from 2020. It's about a 9-point shift to the right. So the average state will swing that amount. And to determine the state margins, I do look at both crosstab demographic data as well as state trends to determine the swings of every single state. You know, some are going to swing more than the 9-point average, like Nevada, for example. I have it at about 8.5% for Trump in 2024 right now. It's shifting about 11 points to the right in my model from 2020 because Trump is making very notable gains with Hispanics this election cycle, which are prevalent in Nevada, especially those of the working class. So the state is going to trend to the right. Conversely, you know, you could look at a state like Wisconsin. This one, I have it about 6 to 7 points for Trump right now in my model, and it's actually shifting less than the 9-point average. It's shifting about 7 points to the right because white voters are shifting less to Trump than the national average in the crosstabs, and this state is very white, so it's going to trend to the left. And if you actually apply this same exact election methodology back to the 2020 election cycle, you get every single state correct. As I showed you earlier, 50 out of 50 are correct. Even Arizona, even Georgia, the national environment, according to the same job approval model that I showed you earlier. If we see here, it would have estimated a Biden plus 5 national environment, which was very close to the actual result of Biden plus 4.5, only a half a point off. That's how I was able to get all these state margins correct. You predict the national environment first and then go state by state to determine the margin. So because my model would have predicted the 2020 election with very high accuracy, that is what gives me so much confidence in my model for 2024. Matter of fact, I want to give you guys even more confidence. I actually have 3 different election models that estimate the national popular vote, and they are all showing the same exact thing. I showed you the job approval model of Trump plus 4.6 earlier. I also showed you the favorability one with Trump plus 4.2, but I also have a third model that uses polling bias from 2020, and it's estimating about Trump plus 4.7 right now. So this is basically triple confirmation that Trump is winning the national environment by about 4 to 5 points using the best key indicators we do have. And to make it even more convincing, one of the most accurate national pollsters from the past 2 election cycles, Rasmussen, over their last 3 national polls, they have an average in 2024 of Trump plus 4.3. I don't know if you can make this up, guys. Look at how they all are aligning. It's like, how many more data points do we have to see to be convinced? You know, I'm not saying it's a guarantee my models are going to be spot on, but I do believe at the very least I will be one of the top forecasters for the 2024 election cycle because I'm looking at the best indicators that we have, those being job approval and favorability ratings. You put these metrics in the proper context and things are looking very, very solid for my election model right now. Everything is pointing to the same exact thing, and if that's the case, Trump is up by much more than what people are expecting. If you made it to the end of the video, thank you so much for watching. If you happen to like this video, do make sure to leave a like down below and subscribe for more content just like this on the latest updates on my forecast for the 2024 election cycle. As always, this has been Gold Crown Politics signing out.